our next two folks, and I want to dovetail this too. I think and this is just, interacting. I want to talk to everybody, I want to see everybody, and I think in the yesterday and today, I've had, I think 4 or 5 people now walk up to me and say, this is my first event. This is my first thing I've come to, okay? And I've also heard a few people say, one of our speakers, and I know this is each person in this room can say the same kind of thing, or it could be said about them, or they'll know like, oh, that person, okay? So our next two speakers have been personally responsible. Like they may have been, Jay Kinder got up here this morning and he said, you need to be doing 3-way calls, okay? And sometimes people just need to talk to the right person. Okay, you can be the connector, and sometimes you connect them to the right person. These next two people have been that person for a lot of other people. They are responsible for a lot of people being in this room. So I want to welcome up Shelley Johnson and Bill Price.
Perfect.
Thank you, Kevin. That was cool. Can I?
Kathy,
yeah.
How you doing? Can everyone hear me? Good. Okay.
So, here we are. I want to first recognize a couple people in our group. Patsy Arriaga, she brought 30 people to the event
She's
yesterday.
back there. I see her. Hey, Patsy.
Has a great organization, a great leader, incredible leader. And then we also had Robin Phillips brought a ton of people from Charleston. We have Tristan O'Grady, who's brought a ton, Daniela Stonefield, and just amazing leaders. There's people in this room that have organizations of 10 people, which is where we all started, one person at a time. So Bill,
yes.
Tell me, how did you learn about EXP?
So I was at a real estate firm for a long time with Craig and Shelley, and they said, hey, let's do lunch tomorrow. I said, okay, sounds good. You buying? Craig's like, sure. What are we talking about? He goes, real estate. We invest in a monthly family. You guys know real estate. So then right away, I knew he was going to talk about going to another firm. So they literally talked to me for 2 minutes. And I was like, where's the application? I'm ready. Because they started talking about stock and revenue share. I'm just like, this is great. They started talking about iconing, where I don't have really, I get all my money back, my split. So I was like, this is a no-brainer. And then Shelley kept going with the, presentation. I was like, Shell, I am sold. I'm ready. She's like, you have to talk to this guy, Brent. I'm going to call this guy Brent Gove. I'm like, who the hell's Brent Gove? I don't care. I'm ready to go, And then I get Brent on the phone. He has all this energy. It's magnetic. You can't put the phone down. And he's like, Bill, I've been here 6 months. I'm making $25,000 a month in my revenue share. So I put the phone down. I have no idea who he is. I don't realize he's one of the biggest realtors in all of California. I just think he's like the ice cream man. I hang up the phone. And I'm just like, if he can make 25 grand a month in revenue share, why can't I? He's just another guy, right? I can do it. So that's how I got introduced to EXP 8 years ago.
And what did you do? What did you say? I remember our meeting, we talked a little bit about something you thought was a great idea that we should do, and I looked at you like, what?
Meet my wife? I don't know, what else?
Well, he started telling me that we were going to do these things called events.
Oh, yes, events.
And we were going to get on stage, and we were going to talk to other realtors about how we were going to help them have a better life and a quality of life.
Yeah, and what was really cool was, so we started out with events a lot smaller than this, and a lot of kind of little lunch and learns and stuff. And we started out with people like me, Craig, Shelley, AJ Maida, Rich Tomasini, Tom Hocker, Keely Tays. And it was so fun when we're doing these events and getting people on stage. And we were all really bad,
Terrible.
Terrible. I had one guy, Bob, I won't say his last name, he kept saying the F word. I'm like, love of God, Bob, stop, I had another agent that would talk so long. I'm in the back with a pocket watch going like this, off, you're talking about your grandmother. We have to talk about real estate. And then we started doing events like this, and then all of a sudden in the back, there'd be broker in charges in there with a notepad, and they're writing down names, a naughty list, Yeah, they're agents that are there, and they're like, this is BS. When you get back, we're gonna have a talk. So we started doing big events, and we started asking some of the brass to come down, and it's been great.
Yeah. So basically, it started with a couple of scared people that were like, I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to do it. And we're going to be terrible at it. And we really did suck.
Yeah. And there's some, what was really bad was, so like we were running these events, and I had to cut people. You know, I'd be like, okay, you're on the practice squad. Like, if someone calls in sick, and that was really harsh, but it's just, it was that way.
It was fun, though.
Now, some people thought they were going to be so dynamic on stage, and it wasn't. It was. Yeah, you know. And then people would blame me. They're like, why the hell are you putting, so-and-so on stage? I'm just like, because they sell 80 homes a year, and they know a lot of people. And they're like, please don't do that again. I'm like, can you tell them? I don't want to.
And what happened? People started doing it in other markets too. Like as we were doing this we were kind of like telling other people they could suck on stage too.
Yeah, we were all over. Not everyone can't be Kayla Lindsay. You guys just heard Kayla. So I made sure I started getting Kayla as not the MC, the interviewer. Okay, because she is totally like Oprah Winfrey, right? So Channel 9 News could call Kayla at 5 o'clock for the 5:30 news. And she could walk in, have no idea what it's about. She can handle it. Because Kayla on stage interviews, she'd be like, so Bill? Just like that, that she's so comfortable on stage, no one else is. So we didn't have that choice when we did it, but we all learned as we went, and we learned that truthfully, it was the best model I ever saw.
That's right.
And it has absolutely changed every aspect of my life, my families, my kids, but also thousands of agents has totally changed our lives.
So how important do you think it is for people to get other people to come to events and not just be the only one coming? Like if you come, how does that serve?
Yeah, so I will tell you, I'm not good at attracting agents. I'm really not. And no, it's terrible because when I first came over, remember Back to the Future? Marty McFly, and they banged on his head.
I'm scared there.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, how do you not see this? It's the best split, the best money, the best company, the best vision, So I didn't have a lot of patience when I talked to agents. I'm like, for the love of God, just sign the application. Let's go,
Well, you saw it immediately because we've been in the industry. How long have you been in the industry? 23 years?
I joined 2006. Okay. The market crashed in 2008. I was ready to fill out applications at Home Depot at that point, but I stuck through it. I stayed in. But yeah, 2006,
and
about 20 years.
Your life was just perfect when you started real estate. It was absolutely fantastic. You had no problems. Everything was just smooth. You had a big fancy Hummer, I know that. Yeah, people thought Bill Price
and North Carolina's worst divorce, but yeah.
It was easy for you.
Yeah, it wasn't easy at all. Like when I got in the business, I wasn't, like Craig LePage on social media, it just wasn't that guy. And so I got a Hummer, I wrapped it, my big ugly face on 3 sides. So when I got my Hummer and I ordered the wrap, I thought they were gonna do like my face this big. It was this big. I used to come out of like having dinner with my wife and people would draw like a goatee and mustache on it, And it really pissed me off when people did it with permanent marker, But that Hummer worked, let me tell you. But yeah, that's how I got it. But I was wrapping it in 2007. I wrapped the vehicle. No one was doing it then, So people were like, "Who do you think you are?" I'm just trying to feed my family, I mean, my first 6 months, I sold 1 house. I was ready to call it quits. And then I started farming the community. I lived in Skybrook in Huntersville, North Carolina. And I was like, I'm going to the pool. They have a swim meet. I'm giving away pizza. And I did. And all the parents would come to me. And then I said, I'm going to give them pizza next time. I'm going to give them market update, right? And that's how I built my business. I went to the New Year's Eve party, and they would give tickets out for drinks. I bought tickets for everyone. I just built it there. First 6 months, 1 sale, ready to get out of the business. Real estate sucks. It's hard. And then I started farming. I did 5.9 my next 6 months. So that's how my first year looked. It went from, I don't know what I'm doing, and I hate it, to like, okay, I can do this. It's still hard, but I can do it.
That's right. Yeah, you were ready when the one thing is he had experience. You had experiences. So a lot of times we're talking to agents, they just don't have the experience of knowing how hard it could be.
Well, I've done everything. I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Yes, he is.
So out of grad school, I opened up 3 Subway sandwich shops in Connecticut. And then they told me they're shutting down Connecticut. There's no more room for Subway. And I thought I was going to be the king of Subway. And you cannot get rich with your 3 Subway sandwich shops, trust me. So I was a tuna scooper, the hat, the apron, whole 9 yards. I remember when the market was bad, meaning jobs in Hartford, they laid out fired everyone. And I was still young, so I was still clubbing it, going out to nightclubs. And I'm in line, I see like a person I went to undergrad, and we're talking. I'm like, how's Bob? And Shelley's like, oh, Bob got fired. I was like, yeah, it's a tough market. She looks at me, she goes, I know, I saw you working at Subway. And I just went with it. I was like, yeah, man, you just got to get what you can get. And then after that, I opened up a nightclub, a restaurant, then an Irish pub, moved to Charlotte, opened up 6 Curves for women. And the experience with this, it was a small female fitness center about 20 years ago, and they were all over. And what it taught me, Curves, was Subway only gave me 3 locations. I bought 6 location Curves right away, and I carried it into the agent attraction. We were doing 4 or 5 lunch and learns all around Charlotte. I was like, I'll be damned if another EXP agent is going to come and do all these lunch and learns. We're just going to do it, and we don't know what we're talking about. We're going to get on stage, and we're going to act like we know what we're talking about. I mean, I'm 1 month in, and people are like, how's your rev share? I'm like, don't have any yet, but it's going to be great. How's your stock? Don't have any yet, but it's going to be it's coming, you know? So it was really hard back then because I did it right away without any proof that this was going to work. Yeah, I know. She's like, she feels bad for me. I have to take a communication class, I know.
So we had fun with it, didn't we? We got agents, we got them excited. They were excited about an opportunity that they didn't have anywhere else. It was about having something more for your family. I know, like, we had it's funny, we've known each other for a minute, and you didn't really share this with us until recently, but you went through some really tough times with your family, and you had some real reasons for doing this. Like, remember we talked about the why yesterday, why people's why? His why was huge. He has nothing to share with you, but his why was huge, and I didn't know it at the time. I just thought he was Bill, like Bill Price is his name on the side of a Hummer.
I can share. I won't cry. I usually do. Okay. I shared my why at a Hartford event in May. I was like, I won't do it today. I'm good. But when the market crashed, and I didn't sell any more homes, I will tell you my second year real estate. I'll share. I did $664,000 in commissions my second year. My third year, I did $64,000 in commission. I was committed to more in marketing that I couldn't get out of, so I'm living off credit cards, going through a divorce. In the next 2 years, I moved 4 times, okay? 4 times, every 6 months. It costs a lot of money to move. I'm maxing out credit cards, making deals with the moving company because I used them so much. Like, I can't pay you for a month. Don't worry, Bill will move you. And the 4th move, okay, I said, hey, you see my daughter? And they're like, yeah, man, she's on the front stoop. And she's like 10. She's bawling her eyes out. I'm like, honey, what's wrong? She goes, Daddy, I don't want to move anymore. That was it. When she told me she didn't want to move anymore. And it wasn't 3 months before my mother came down and I had nothing in the pantry and she spent $700 on groceries for me. It wasn't 2 months before that when I called my mom because my electricity got turned off twice and she paid for it. Electricity turned off twice. I'm like 40-something years old. I got to call my mom. I wasn't calling my dad. I was like, listen, moms are always there for you. Dads want to teach you a lesson before they're there for you. So electricity turned off twice. Mom filled my pantry twice. But then when my daughter cried, that was it. And I started doing open houses in a bad market. And I was doing them so much, my sellers were like, dude, we've seen every movie at the movie theater the last 8 weeks. You're not using our house. And then the Kleinsmiths walked into the house, and I was like, really, 83 grand in debt. I need a sale, you know? And they walked in, they bought my listing, double-sided it. They had 2 houses to sell. There's 4. And a year later, they want to go back to their old community. There's 6 deals in 1 year. So They saved me. But I got back into the business in a bad time. Guys, open houses. And I have an agent right now, Jules Hall. She's awesome. She's her 3rd year in. She has 8 deals this year done, all through open houses. So if anyone's struggling right now or a little slow, get back to doing open houses, you know? Sorry, I went on a tangent. Go ahead.
No, it's belly to belly, and it's real. I mean, this is not an easy time. Agents are struggling. They're looking for hope. And when Craig and I looked at this model that we were looking for our team, it really was nothing out of us. We didn't really understand how powerful it was. And when we were looking at it, we were like, I remember 2008, and it was painful. And I thought, if we could just help agents be able to, they have kids and responsibilities and things that are coming down the pipe. So I get that. And you have to be doing it for somebody else, not just yourself. That's the thing.
You have to bring value. You have to show people that you care. Like the people in my organization, I have coaching with them, not me, okay? I actually pay a coach to coach them on Thursdays. I pay another coach to coach people that want to attract agents on Tuesdays, I'm on the phone all the time. So we have a lake house in Virginia. We live in Florida now. So with 2 little boys, I had a rule. We wanted to get out of the hot in the summer, and we were looking at all these lakes, and they all had alligators until you hit Virginia.
That's true.
So the rule was no alligators, and people laugh at me from Florida. I'm like, they're dinosaurs. I'm not going to swim with them. But my wife will say to me, so when you drive the 9 hours to Virginia, who do you talk to? Do you listen to podcasts? It's like, I talk to agents the whole time. So I'm constantly checking. It's one thing I found about EXP. I've been with 4 real estate companies. This is my last. I've been here 8 years. I've never, ever seen agents that give back so much. And I'm going to give an example from my Kathy Burns right there. Kathy, put your hand up. Mm-hmm. So I was at this other company, and one of my friends, Christy, just did her new listing presentation. I went down because everyone was talking about it. I was like, Christy, let me see it. She goes like this. No way, Bill Price. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm not sharing it with anyone. I'm like, geez. But that's how it was at this one firm. Fast forward to EXP. And I have a great agent, Kathy Burns, who came over like 7 years ago. And she got the award of EXP's best listing presentation. And Shelley, Craig, and I said, could you please be on stage and just tell everyone about it? So she goes through it page by page. And at the very end, she puts up a QR code. She goes, whoever wants it, just take a picture. You have it. Just put your name where my name is. And that's why I found out how EXP is. It's amazing. I mean, you look through this room. We got Brent Gove from California here today. We got Jay Kinder from Texas here today. We have Jay Nelson from Tennessee here today. We got Barry Pulver, who used to be from England, but here now. I look over, we have Patsy from Winston-Salem area. Like, it's amazing. I'm forgetting people, but it's amazing how much support we get. Nowhere else, guys. I mean, think about, I flew in from Scottsdale last night. Jay flew in from Scottsdale. Brent flew in from California. Jay flew in from Puerto Rico just to come here. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us are leaving at like 4 o'clock, you don't get that anywhere. I have people that call me at 11 o'clock at night. I have trouble with this, contract. I'm there to help them, period. And Craig and Shelley always gave me that support. So it really pays forward. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, the compounding effect of people helping people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Did you ever think, you brought up Barry Pulver, he's going to speak to us here about his international business here in a minute. Did you ever think you'd be international, Bill Price?
No, but I love Barry Pulver. Okay. So I remember my buddy Rich was like, hey, you're coming to my Christmas party tonight. I was like, yeah, of course. He's like, yeah, I got this really well-spoken, quiet Englishman. And if we can get him, we can open up England one day. Okay. And it's amazing because I have 300 plus agents in England, which is really cool. Now it's gotten to the point where I talked to Adam, who he recruited, and I said, okay, I got to come out and support. So I looked at my wife. I was like, well, the next big event they have is in Paris next summer. So my wife's like, okay, I'll go to that. My wife doesn't come to North Carolina or Texas or, Scottsdale, but she went to Puerto Rico. We're doing Mexico an event next month, and she'll go to Paris. So, yeah, my son, because of all these events, he's been to 12 different countries. He's 8. Wow. And guess what? We're realtors. We write everything off. right? You know, why are you spending dinner on 6 people all the time? And when you travel, I was like, they're my family.
So one thing I hear you say, Bill, is we don't do it alone, do we?
No, God, no. You think, so I have 3,000 people in my revenue share downline. Well, what's that look like? Thank you. But thank you, but you're clapping for a lot of people in this room. So I told you already, I didn't have the patience I do not, my success is because probably 100 people out of that 3,000 were amazing. I can go through the list. Rich Tomasini, Kaylee Tace, Kathy Burns, and Kayla Lindsay, another organization, Barry Pulver. I could keep going. It's a group of us that work together, we're committed to helping each other, that made the difference. Because if you can link arms with 1 or 2 people, that's the total difference. I'm an event guy, right? So for me, it was me, Kayla, and say Kathy would do an event, and it would be like Kayla's going to talk about how she sells 60 homes a year on YouTube. And she did an event for me, and she looked at the crowd. She goes, oh, by the way, 50 of them were through my YouTube channel. Guys, guess what? I don't look for clients. They find me. So if I get her talking and giving value, and then I can get up and say, guys, I'm going to tell you how I built my real estate career and then where I'm at now. So I share with them. It's really gotten to the point, guys, before when I first started, it was all about building my organization. Now I'm at a point where life is amazing. And I don't want this to sound corny because I'm the last guy. I'm a New Yorker, trust me. I'm just like, everyone's full of shit, right? It is really changing lives. I brought Michael Trong on from Connecticut, and he's bringing on like 5 or 6 new agents that are beasts. They all sell like 10 plus million a year. And we're having another Zoom call with another group up there. It's changing his life. And this is what it's all about. Craig, Shelley, and I, and that's where we are. And so if people are willing to work, we teach them to sell real estate. We can't make someone work. I can give you a coach. I can show you how to sell real estate. And I can bring on people like Jake Kinder or Craig who are really good with social media. Because, oh, by the way, Facebook, I have it. Did I ever post? No. If you said, take a picture of you and Shelley right now, I can do that. If you say, put it on Facebook for $1 million, I wouldn't know how, okay? But we have the people to help people be productive, So I can bring Kayla on and say, teach everyone how to do YouTube. I can bring Craig on and say, teach everyone how to grow their business on Facebook. Put the dinosaur on, I'll teach you how to farm, okay? But that's how we help each other with production. We're constantly bringing people better than ourselves in front of you. And then if you're interested in agent attraction, we do the same thing. Brent Gove with 18,000 people in this organization. Jake Kinder with 12,000 people in his organization. And guess what? If I call these guys in a heartbeat, they would come to help me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What would be the one thing, Bill, as we leave the stage here, that you would say to an agent today to do to grow their organization?
Man, you got to put it in motion. There's so I remember I had this one guy, and I said, start farming. And at the next event, it was like, 4 months later, I said, how's it going? He was farming this community called Moss Creek. He's like, gave it up. I said, how long did you do it? He goes, 3 months. I was like, you got to do it. Like, if you're farming, it's a year, right? So here, I'll give you a quick example here. I know we're out of time, but whatever. So there's a show, Deadliest Catch. You ever see it? It's about these fishermen in Alaska, and they're fishing for crabs. And the first day they go out, they throw out 12 crab nets. The next day they come back, and they're pulling in the crab nets. And the first 3, dead empty. The next 3, dead empty. They're like, commercial break, they're all like, let's just go back, we'll just get jobs somewhere, right? The next commercial, they're pulling up, and it's full of crabs, right? The next 3. So that's real estate. You got to throw out 12 nets. Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? Is it your sphere? Is it belonging to groups? The Oats Club, I don't know. Well, my mom's a Moose Club, whatever, okay? And then when you try all these nets, there's going to be 2 or 3 that you're comfortable with that will stand out for you. For me, it was farming. For me, it was sphere. My wife will tell you I never met a stranger. I'm on the bagel shop. This girl, Shelley, in front of me, I'm talking to her. Craig behind me, whoever. I'm talking to everyone. That's me. That's why I built my business. So throw out those nets. Pull them all in, and you'll find 2 or 3 that you want to do. That's the most important. Don't try to be Jay Kinder and be this big social influencer if you're not that person, right? I'm not that person. Find out your lane, stick to it, but work at it. Stop working an hour a day, for the love of God, and put goals up. I have whiteboards all over my office.
Okay.
And I'm a check the box guy. I actually make a list every day. I need a little bit of this. I get to check it off. Makes me feel good. Okay? I might even put in there, walk the dog. Something I know I'm just going to do because the other boxes I keep missing. I'm not getting. Make the bed, whatever. But make a list every day. Make a list and be successful at that list. And if you have a list of 20 things a day, make sure 10 of them are real estate related and just get it done.
That's awesome. That's really, really great advice. And would you guys say he's a little relentless?
Little.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But if any of you guys want any help, see me. I'll give you my cell number. We'll talk, and I'll help you guys any way I can, production-wise, agent attraction-wise, whatever it is. And if you're sharing this opportunity with someone else, call one of us. Because even though I trusted Craig and Shelley completely, they still wanted third-party validation to talk to this guy, Brent.
Important.
Okay? But it was important. As much as you love your friend who's sharing this opportunity, they love you, it's always they want to hear from someone else.
Yep.
They want to make that decision, not based on friendship, on the business model. And the business model, to me, sold itself right away.
And you follow a recipe. When someone like Brent goes, says, Shelley, this is the process, and he tells you that, and he's successful, you follow the process. I don't care what you said, Bill.
Yeah. But I see Kathy here, and Kathy's not in my organization.
Amazing.
Another Kathy, wave to everyone.
International.
And I call her for help. She helps me.
We all help each other.
She did a Zoom for a few last year, so we help each. I'm telling you right now, like I said, I'm a New Yorker. Everyone's full of shit. I'm telling you right now, at EXP, we help each other. It's really unheard of.
Yep. Thank you so much, Bill. I love this. Appreciate you.
Nice seeing y'all.